you feel? Have you landed on the ground? Tell me what you see, sense, or feel. Be there now.
There's concrete.
There's concrete. Are you indoors or outdoors?
Outdoors.
Okay. Look around you. Does it seem day or night?
Day.
Beautiful. Do you feel you have a body?
Yes.
Do you feel like you're male or female?
Female.
Beautiful. Look down at your feet. Can you see your toes? Are you wearing any shoes? Or are you barefoot?
I have red heels.
Beautiful. And your hands, look down at your hands. Can you tell how many fingers you have?
Five. 10.
Beautiful. How many? You have five fingers on each hand?
Mm-hmm.
And do you have 5 toes as well?
Yes.
Beautiful. Look around you. Tell me, where does it feel like you are? Do you know where you are? Does it seem familiar to you?
I don't really see anything.
Okay, you said there's concrete. Where is this concrete? Are you standing on it?
Yes.
Okay. So look around you, take a deep breath in and slowly look around and tell me, what do you see, sense, or feel? Describe everything you see.
There's tennis courts.
Tennis courts?
Mm-hmm.
What year does it feel like to you?
Yeah, 1957.
1957. What country are you in? Do you know? Are you on Earth?
Yes.
Do you know where your location is, where you're at?
Keep getting Russia.
You feel Russia?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. So you said, look around. You said you're standing on concrete. Do you see any buildings or trees?
There's trees.
And what are you wearing?
A long pink and white dress.
Pink and white? How old do you feel?
In my 40s.
Okay. Look down at your hands. Are you wearing any jewelry?
I feel like I have rings, but I can't see them.
Okay. Just take a deep breath. And the more you talk, the more everything will come to you. The more you talk, everything will flow. You're doing beautiful. Tell me, imagine you're holding a spiritual mirror. Look in this mirror and tell me, what does your face look like? Can you see your eyes?
Blue.
You have blue eyes?
Pale skin, blonde hair.
Uh-huh. And beautiful. And Are you married? Do you feel married?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Beautiful. Now look around you. Where are you that you're standing on concrete? Are you in anywhere particular? Are you outdoors? Describe your surroundings.
Outdoors, and there's like some tennis courts and people are playing, and I'm there to see somebody. I don't know who yet.
Okay, let's move along. Let's just move along and see what you're doing there at the tennis court. Are you playing tennis?
No, I'm watching.
Who are you sitting next to? You
I like
see
my kids.
and what was that?
I feel like it's my kids.
You're sitting next to your kids or you
Yeah,
play tennis?
I'm sitting with my kids watching tennis.
How many kids do you have?
I think 3,
Boys or girls?
2 boys and a girl.
2 boys and 1 girl. What's your boy's name? What's the name of your boys? Do you know their names?
I have like a Gerald.
Gerald? Is that the oldest boy?
No, my younger.
He's the youngest. How old is he?
5.
And what about your other son? How old is he?
He's 16.
And what's his name?
Starts with a B, but I don't know.
Okay, just take a deep breath in and just relax, and the answers will come to you. You will just know. It'll just come to you.
Got Bartholomew.
Bartholomew? And your daughter's name?
It's like Brittany.
Brittany?
Yeah, but it's like an accent.
Okay. And how old is she?
11.
Okay. And you said it was 1957 and you're watching tennis?
Yes.
So whose game is this? What's significant about this tennis game?
I'm watching the oldest son.
Is he playing?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have a good relationship with your boys?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like for you to look into your oldest son's eyes and tell me if you recognize him in Becca's life. Do you recognize his soul?
Feels like my oldest.
Your oldest? Okay. And how is the relationship between you and Bartholomew? Do you guys have a great relationship?
I think so.
Yeah. Does he listen to you pretty good?
Sometimes.
Okay. And what about your youngest son, Gerald? Look into his eyes. Do you recognize him in Becca's life now?
No,
No?
no.
Have you had, you don't recognize him at all?
Maybe my niece, one of them.
Maybe a niece?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what about your daughter, Brittany? Look into her eyes. Tell me, do you recognize her as well in Becca's life?
No.
Nobody in your life now?
No.
Have you had any other lives with her besides this life?
I don't think so.
Okay. And how did you get along with her? How's your relationship with her?
Good. We clashed sometimes.
You clash? What do you clash over?
She's very strong-willed. And so am I.
Uh-huh. Okay.
She wants freedom.
Mm-hmm. And what
I don't
about
get free.
what was that?
I'm afraid to let her be so free.
Why are you afraid?
Dangerous in the world.
What's happening in your guys' time right now, 1957? Do you feel safe where you are?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So tell me what happens in this scene. You're watching your son play. Does he win?
Yes.
And what do you guys do? Do you celebrate? Take me to the moment where he wins. Tell me how do you celebrate?
When he comes out off the court, I go and I hug him. Tell him I'm proud.
Beautiful. Is there anything else you need to know from this scene?
No.
And you enjoy being a mother in
Yes.
this life? And do you have a husband that helps you, or are you a single mom?
I feel like I have a husband.
But he's not there with you right now, or is he?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. And so let's go ahead and close this scene. Let's close this scene. We're going to close the scene and move ahead just a little bit in this life and find out some more answers for your highest good. Be there now. Tell me what you see, sense, or feel. What's happening around you?
We're at a house having a birthday party. My daughter.
Your daughter's birthday?
Yeah.
How old is she?
Turning 12.
Beautiful. Tell me, what do you do for her birthday? What's the party look like?
We put up decorations and I bake a cake. And we play birthday games, pin the tail on the donkey. We have party hats.
And does she have any friends over?
Yes, a few.
Does she have a best friend? Does she have a favorite friend that's there
Talia.
with her?
Natalia.
Is she a good influence for your daughter?
I think she's kind of wild.
Is she?
Yeah.
And look into Natalia's eyes. Do you recognize her at all? Do you recognize her soul?
No.
Okay. All right. So tell me what's happening at this party. How does it go?
We play games. We eat burgers and hot dogs, cake and ice cream. We sing. Go outside, run around. She opens gifts. And then everybody goes.
Was her father there?
Yes.
So let's take a look at your husband. Tell me about your husband.
Kind of tall, brown hair. He's a big guy, not like obese. He's just big. Like a big Russian guy. And he's just wearing a button-up shirt and some shorts.
What's his name?
I got Zalowski.
Zolowski?
Mm-hmm.
Is that his first name or his last name?
Last.
What's his first name?
Get like an Edgar.
Okay, beautiful. Do you and your husband have a good relationship?
Feel it's distant.
Feels distant?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how did you and your husband meet?
He saw me somewhere and asked me out.
Was it a love at first sight?
Yes.
I want you to look into his eyes. Look into his eyes and tell me, do you recognize him in Becca's life now? The eyes are the key to the soul. Do you recognize him?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. So what does your husband do for work? How does he make his living?
He's a businessman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what all he does. They don't really tell us.
How old do you feel here?
Early 50s.
Okay. So anything else significant happening at this party?
No.
Okay, let's go ahead and close the scene. We're going to close the scene and move it along just a little bit before we can get some answers for your highest healing. Let's be there now and tell me where you are, what you see, sense, or feel. What's happening around you?
Nothing.
Okay, let's go back just a little bit. We're going to go back. We're going to go back just a little bit and tell me what is going on. Where are you? Are you still at that party?
No.
Do you feel like you've moved on to a different scene? Do you sense anything around you?
I'm in a bed.
Okay. Do you feel like this is the last day of your life?
I think so.
Okay, take a look around you and tell me who's around you. Who do you see?
My family.
All your children and grandchildren, or just
Mm,
children?
Children.
Do you have any grandchildren?
No, not yet.
How old do you feel?
C52.
And do you feel like this is the last day of your life?
It's close to it.
What happened to you that it's got you in the bed?
I think I got sick. Just tired and weak.
Uh-huh. Is your husband there to help you?
Yes, he's helping with the kids, comforting them.
And how does he feel about you being sick?
He's upset. He's scared. He doesn't know what he's going to do.
So tell me what happens. What happens to you from there? Do you get better?
No, I don't think I do.
Okay, go ahead and follow it on. Let me see if this is your last day in that life. Go ahead and tell me what happens. Do you die? Do you transition? Do you take your last breath? Tell me what happens to you. Take me along. What do you see?
Very tired and very weak. And I feel bad I'm leaving the kids. I don't think they know what's wrong with me.
I
Not
want you
sure.
to do me a favor. Look at your kids. Look at your kids and look at your husband. And I want you to do me a favor. Are you able to let them know that everything is going to be okay? See if you can tell them. Do not to be afraid. Are you able to comfort them?
Yes.
Go ahead and
Oh,
comfort them. Tell them. Uh-huh.
only so much, though.
Only so much.
Yeah, that I can comfort them.
Okay, so what happens to you? Do you end up taking your last breath?
Yes.
So go ahead and take your last breath in that life and tell me, what do you do? Do you see your body laying down?
Yes.
Tell me what you see. What does that look like?
The kids are crying, telling me not to leave. Dad doesn't know what to do.
What do you do? Do you comfort them from the, once you've left your body, are you able to connect with them?
No, just from the other side, but they don't know I'm there.
Do you go into the light? Where do you go from there?
Yes.
Take me along and tell me what you see. Are you greeted by anybody?
No, just floating up to the light. I see random sparkles.
Do you see Yeshua?
No,
What happened? Where do you go? Do you go to a resting place?
I don't know.
Let's follow it along and tell me where you go. Just float along and follow along and tell me where you end up.
I end up in this place where I wait, like a purgatory.
What does it look like?
Like an old church.
Are there other people there with you?
Yes.
Anybody you know? Recognize? Soul
No.
family? Do you see anyone from your soul family there by chance?
Some guy named Greg.
Greg?
Oh,
Does he come to talk to you?
yes.
What does he say?
He says we're old friends.
Uh-huh. What does he look like?
He looks familiar, but I don't remember him. Dark hair, dark eyes, collared, like a polo shirt, and like blue pants.
Are you able to ask him how he got, why he is there?
He's waiting to.
Did he just recently leave a life?
Yes.
Interesting. Does he know who he was in his before he was there?
Some of his memories have been erased.
Oh, okay. And where is it that you guys are? Do you know what dimension you're in or where you're at?
Getting ninth, and it's just a waiting place.
The ninth dimension?
Mm-hmm.
Is this one of the maybe third earths or heavens? Not earth, third heavens? Is there a third heaven that you wait in or anything like that?
No, I think this is the place that we wait before we can have our life reviewed.
Oh, and how long do you get to stay there?
till it's your turn, but it might take a day or two.
Yeah. And what do you do while you're waiting?
People talk. They have like a cafeteria. You can go and get stuff. You can walk around outside. And people just talk about their lives.
What do they
About what
talk about?
they do. They want to talk about what they want to do next. And
And
what
do
they
you sit to talk to anybody? Is there a story you can tell us that you heard while you're waiting?
there's a older gentleman. He's pissed because he died from smoking. He got cancer. And he's mad because everybody said it was safe. The doctors and the commercials. And he thought it was, and it ended his life short.
Is he older or younger when he passed away?
Like in his 60s,
Oh,
but it's still
okay.
younger than he wasn't ready.
So do people go to that area who have to, who struggle with leaving? Maybe people who are upset. Are you upset as well for being in? Are you upset that you had to leave early too?
I think so. I kind of feel like it was a waste. Like it was such a short life and I didn't get done what I wanted.
What was your mission in that life? Or your lessons that you needed to learn? Did you learn any of them?
I was a very patient mom. And that's something that I struggled with in this life,
Hmm.
but I was able to before with 3 kids. So I can do it with my 2.
Yes, and I know you said that a couple of your children seem familiar. Are are you connected to any of those souls? The children that you had?
Yeah, I feel like the girl and the older son. I just feel really connected to them, but not fully connected with the little one.
No.
Not as much
Okay.
as the other.
Okay. And what about your husband?
I think we both changed so much from who we were when we first met. And we had the kids and just made it work.
Did you guys have to struggle during the Nazi war? Did that affect you guys?
Not where we were.
Not where you were in
No,
Russia?
no, not
And
in
what
the
was your name? I'm sorry?
not in the area that we were.
Uh-huh. But it was happening all around you. Like,
Yeah,
yeah. How did people feel about those times?
feel
Did they
stupid.
they felt stupid?
Yeah, that they fell for the propaganda.
How did it begin? Do you remember? How old were you when that whole thing took place?
I'm getting 5 when Hitler started to gain popularity.
And your family was safe?
Yes. I don't think everyone was, though, but my immediate family was.
Mhm.
But it started because propaganda. First, they dehumanized the Jews by saying they were animals, saying they were diseased, saying they weren't human. Kind of like what they're doing with the migrants at the border. Just give you this image of monsters.
Like the media,
Like what?
they promote this?
Yes.
Media promote this type of behavior?
Yes, in the newspapers, they promoted it, and Hitler repeated it and had it repeating and repeating and repeating so much, just like they did with COVID. They made people fear the Jews, made them to be these disease infested animals that don't care about anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And it was always pushed. They even dropped flyers down from planes with propaganda against Jews. So we didn't have all the TVs back then.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so they drop flyers.
Yes.
Mm.
With cartoons of depicting Jews to be immoral.
How did people feel about what was happening to them? Did they still feel that way when they were treated the way they were?
Like the victims?
Like the people that got suckered into the propaganda, people, did they end up, was
No, they,
there a lot of, later on in life, was there a lot of remorse?
for some. Some were very proud.
Really?
He was very, very, very popular. And he had a very strong, committed following.
Yes, a lot of people say America helped him.
Yes.
Yes. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate the bringing forth the information. I want to go ahead and close that scene and let you rest there where you are. And let's go ahead and close the scene and move along to another place and time. I'd like to move along to another place and time where Becca can get some answers for her highest healing. Take a deep breath in and exhale and slowly look around and tell me, what do you see, sense, or feel around you? Be there now.
A beach. Very beautiful beach.
Can you describe this beach?
It's white sand. It's hot.
Are you the only one there, or is there people around you?
I'm alone.
You're alone. Look down at your feet. Can you see your toes? Are you wearing shoes or barefoot?
Barefoot.
How many toes do you have?
feel like I have 6 on each.
6 toes. And look down at your hands. Tell me, how many fingers do you have on your hands?
6.
6. And what color is your skin?
Olive.
Olive green?
No, like a olive brown.
Olive brown? And do you feel human?
I feel like I'm a hybrid.
And what do you feel like you're a hybrid of? What do you look like? Imagine a spiritual mirror in front of you. Look at your face. Tell me, what do you see?
I feel like I'm a little girl and I'm part reptilian.
You're part reptilian?
Mm-hmm.
And what's the other part?
Human.
Human? Okay. And what are you wearing? You wearing any clothes?
A dress.
What does your dress look like?
It's white with flowers.
What do the flowers look like? Any earthly flowers or alien type?
Earthly.
Earthly? What flower do you see?
Daisies.
Daisies, beautiful. And do you have any hair?
Yes, it's braided. But I have a tongue like a reptile.
And what do your eyes look like?
Where you have white, I have yellow. Your pupils are round, mine are slit.
Are they slit up and down or sideways?
Up and down.
And what color are your eyes?
They're white. They're yellow where your white is, and the slit is black.
And do you have an eye, the color of your eyeball? What the heck is that called? I can't think right now. So where my eye is brown and I have a dot, what color is your, so you have a black eye with a slit?
Slit. It's a black slit.
So you only have yellow eyes with a black slit?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And does it feel like daytime or nighttime?
Daytime.
Does it feel early morning or in the middle of the day?
Middle of the day.
Okay. And how old do you feel?
Feel young.
How old would you say?
13.
13? Okay. And what do you look like as a hybrid? Can you describe what, do you have scales? Is your skin soft? Can you describe what your features look like?
It changes. It'll get scaly like a reptile, and then it can go back to human.
And what makes it change?
I do.
And what do you do that makes it change?
I just vibrate at that frequency.
And what frequency would you vibrate at as a reptilian?
It's lower than human.
It's lower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so basically, do you, what does your face look like? What does your nose and mouth look like? Your eyes are, and your eyes, what would you say reptile would you look more, um, more like? Because there's a lot of reptiles. So if you had to just say you look like a particular one on Earth, who would you say you look closely more like?
It's almost like I look like cat eyes when their eyes go in a slit.
Uh-huh.
And I guess kind of like a lizard.
Okay. So do you have a face kind of like a lizard? Does your nose come out pointy like a lizard? Or do you have human features?
I have both. When I'm reptilian, I don't have a big nose. It's almost like a snake nose, like a snub.
Uh-huh. And your teeth as a reptilian, how do they look?
They're spiky.
Okay. And what planet would you say you're on? Is this your home planet?
I think so.
And what's the name of your planet?
I keep getting Nibiru.
Nibiru. Beautiful. Go ahead and take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and look around. Tell me, how many moons or suns do you see in the sky? And what does your sky look like? Can you describe it?
Almost like a reddish orange sky.
Mm-hmm. Do you see any moons or a sun?
Yes. There's 2 moons.
There's 2 moons. Are they next to each other or
No,
how would you describe them?
like one's at 12 o'clock and one's at like 4 o'clock.
Okay. And what's the purpose for you to have 2 moons? Does it do anything?
They're satellites. A way for the people to watch us. The Earth used to have 2 moons, but one was blown up.
Can you say more about that?
That's where the asteroid belt comes from. That was from when the gods had their wars. They were using nuclear weapons against each other. But these were giants, something we can't even imagine. It's like Star Wars, but giants. There's a lot of truth in those movies.
Beautiful. And the satellites, the moon that we have, is that also a satellite?
Mm-hmm.
And what's the reason for it reflecting and affecting the water?
It's got some kind of magnetic pull to it.
Is that organic?
I don't think so.
Is that part of their control to control us?
I think so. They can
Oh.
control the elements.
And how does that affect the moon cycle of the female?
Throws everything off.
Throws off. Okay. So tell me, do you feel like this is your home planet, or do you feel like you're visiting this planet?
I feel like this is my home.
Okay. And what are you doing on the beach? Are you just playing, or are you just relaxing?
I'm just running and playing.
Uh-huh.
And it's funny because when I run like on all fours when I want to run fast.
And tell me, what do you do? Take me through. Take me along and tell me what you do. Where do you go? Do you go into the water? Is there a water there?
Yes, but I don't go in. I just watch it.
On your planet, can you tell me more about your planet? Are you the only race there, or are there other races?
I think there's a mix of people in it, hybrids.
Can you tell me about you being a hybrid? Was that something that was done naturally, or were you guys experimented on?
I believe I was an experiment.
Do you feel like you were an experiment?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have parents?
I don't feel like I do. I feel like I'm an animal in a zoo.
Really?
Like I'm being watched, but I'm also taken care of.
Uh-huh. So take me along. Take me to your home. Tell me, where do you go? What does your home look like?
I feel like I live in a cave by the beach, on the beach.
Do you live alone?
Yes. But
Do
everything's
you,
provided
uh-huh,
for.
everything's provided for you? What do you eat?
Um, I eat different things. I'll eat like lettuce, leaves. Sometimes insects.
Insects? Are these insects really small, like on Earth, or are they big?
They're small. So I
Are
feel
they,
like I'm a
uh-huh.
giant
You
compared
feel like you're a giant?
compared to Earth people.
How tall do you feel?
I got 15,
15? Okay.
15 feet.
Beautiful. You're doing really good. So take me along. Tell me what this Nibiru looks like. Tell me about your planet.
So the sky looks red and orange, almost like a dust storm, but it's not. It's just how the sky looks. You can see the planets off in the distance, not like on Earth.
Do you see starships coming and going?
Yes.
Do you guys have peace on your planet, or is there control?
Some places have peace and some places are controlled.
Do you guys have a leader or someone that speaks to you guys frequently about what's going on your planet?
Yes, but we don't trust him.
You don't trust him?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me why not. Did something happen?
Just intuition. Just know doesn't have our best interests. Has
What is his
selfish
agenda? Go ahead.
motives. He has selfish motives, just like politicians on earth.
Mhm.
Nothing's new under the sun.
And where does he live? Does he live in a cave as well? Does everyone live in caves?
No, they have there's a crystal city close by.
Crystal City?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about this Crystal City. Why don't you live there?
So I'm here as an experiment. I don't feel like I can leave.
Oh, you're forced to stay in the caves?
Just in this area, the beach and the cave. I just can't leave this area.
What keeps you there?
There's like a force field
Really?
that keeps me prison here.
Were you born in that prison area?
I think so. I don't really know much else.
Really? Okay, let's go ahead and let's close that scene. Let's go ahead and close that scene and move along just a little bit and let me know what you see, sense, or feel moving along in the same life for where we can get some answers and find out a little bit more about where you are. So be there now. Let me know what you see, sense, or feel.
I've tried to find ways to escape, but the only way out is through the water.
Mm-hmm.
I can't make that. The water's too powerful.
Is there anything that lives in the water?
Yes, there's sea creatures.
Are you able to connect with them?
I just watch them from the beach. I don't go in. I put
See
my
if
feet.
you're,
I don't go in.
uh-huh. You get your feet wet.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if you're able to connect with one of the sea creatures. Let's see if we can see if you can focus in on one of the sea creatures that you watch and see. See if you could connect and communicate with a sea creature. Let me know if you're able to make a connection. Did you find one to connect to?
Yes, I'm still getting its permission. Looks like a puffer fish.
Beautiful. See if you can talk to it, ask and connect with it. Is it able to tell you anything?
He says I can be free. He's talking vibration.
Mm-hmm.
But being here alone, I didn't get to learn much.
Mm-hmm. Is he able to teach you anything? Give you some knowledge so you can possibly leave that area?
He says I can lower the density of my body to walk through the barrier. But that's like becoming a light being. That takes a long time.
Now that you have that knowledge, are you able to use the knowledge to help you in that time and space? Does it become beneficial?
I'm going to try it.
Try it and see what happens.
I feel like I'm in the Truman Show.
Uh-huh. You feel like people are watching you?
Mm-hmm.
What do these other beings look like that live there?
I don't really get to see them. I'm just a lab rat.
Do you guys have birds in your sky?
Yes. I've several vultures, canaries, seagulls.
So can you tell me what is the story with Nibiru? We've heard that Nibiru was the 13th planet. What is the mysteries behind it?
That's where the gods that made us come from.
Is that the Anunnaki?
Mm-hmm.
Are they reptilians?
Part, yes.
What else are they? Are they also hybrid human?
Yes.
Okay.
They experimented a lot, and that's why in depictions you see hybrid animals, because that was what they were experimenting.
Did this have any connection with the Greek mythology?
Yes, it's just a different translation.
So, what can you tell us about the Greek mythology? Because we don't really get to hear anything about that. It's all a bit mystery, but it sounds a lot about like the archons or the reptilians. Can you shed any light on that?
It's the same people, just different names. It's just different names. But they're mainly reptilian. A lot of people don't realize that we were made with reptilian blood.
Now, what exactly, which reptilian blood? Because I heard and I know that there are some reptilians that are positive, polarized, that are not negative. Like yourself, are you considered positive?
Just like humans, there's good humans and there's bad humans.
Mm-hmm.
Good reptilians and there's bad reptilians.
Is there a distinction between the draconians and reptilians?
Yes, it's like a species of reptilian. There's different types of.
Uh-huh. Now, are you able to try what he told you about your vibration? Are you able to test that out?
Yes. So what
How
I have,
does it? Go ahead.
Start to raise my vibration and become one with the light. And the density of my body breaks up like confetti. And that allows me to pass through the barrier. And then I can reform. They're not happy I got out.
What do you do? Where do you go? Take me.
There's a forest. I'm gonna walk through it.
Beautiful. Are you running or are you walking?
I ran into the forest and now I'm walking.
And how do you feel inside? Do you feel strong?
Yes, but I kind of feel scared, like if they're gonna come get me.
So now that you know you have this strength and this power, so you're able to protect yourself, it seems.
Yes.
So do you go towards the crystal city or do you stay in the where the trees are?
I'm gonna stay where the trees are.
Beautiful. Did you thank the pufferfish for teaching you the wisdom?
Yes.
So take me along. Tell me what happens next. Where do you go?
I just run around the forest because I feel like it's safe here. I don't know how people will react to me. I just stay
Do
here.
you?
I lock myself into another prison for safety.
But now you're more free.
Yes.
Do you connect with any animals around you? Or do you get to see any people eventually?
There's people that are full humans. I kind of jump when they see me, but they know there's hybrids. And I'm not approaching them in a threatening way. I just keep to myself and eat off the land.
Do you feel safe there?
Yes.
And the people, are they friendly to you?
They're slowly starting to come out of curiosity.
Beautiful. And tell me what happens. Do you finally connect with someone? Are you able to communicate with them?
Yes.
Tell me what happens. How does that feel?
They ask what I am, and I tell them I'm an experiment. I tell them I escaped.
Uh-huh.
They're very nice. They're curious.
How do they feel about you being an experiment?
They feel bad for me.
Do you eventually go with someone or do you stay there?
Stay there. I don't want to go anywhere. I
Do
just
you
want
have,
to be alone.
Where do you sleep at? Did you find a new cave or did you build something?
Well, I kind of built something, but you can't really see it. It's like in the bushes, in the trees, camouflage because it's made out of plants. So that I can
And
blend in and not be bothered when I don't want to.
do you change your skin tone like a chameleon?
I can.
You can blend into your surroundings.
Yes.
Beautiful. Do you end up meeting anyone else like you?
No. I'm sure there's more, but
You don't go trying to help people raise their vibrations like you did?
no, because I don't know how people are going to take me. And I don't want to go back to where I was.
Yeah.
So I play
Do
it safe.
you befriend any animals in the forest with you? Do you connect with any other reptilians, maybe? Reptiles?
Squirrels that I connect with.
The squirrels?
Mhm.
Do they look like the squirrels on Earth?
Yes, but they have wings.
They have
But,
wings?
but like they can, like if it was like a sugar bear, where it's like web skin between their foot and their hands. So when they fly, they jump, they can easily fly down.
Is that like the flying squirrels that we have here?
Hmm. They do that through the trees.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and close this scene. We're going to go ahead and close the scene and move along to another place and time in this life where you can get answers for your highest healing. So be there now. Look around you. Tell me what you see, sense, or feel. Are you still in the forest?
No,
Where are you at now? Look around you. What do you see?
like I'm in a meadow.
Are you still in Nibiru?
No,
Where are you now? Does
like
this feel like the same
yeah,
life or a new life?
no, it's just I'm in Kansas.
You're in Kansas now?
Mm.
Okay, so tell me, how many fingers and toes do you have? Look down and what do you see? Can you see your feet at all?
Yes, I have dress shoes on. I'm a little girl.
What are you wearing? Are you wearing a dress?
Mm-hmm.
And what does your dress look like?
Puffy and white with lace.
Any design on it? Any flowers?
No, there's flowers in the fabric.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how old do you feel here?
Like 5 or 7.
Okay. And look around you and tell me, what is it that you're doing there?
I feel like I'm with my mom. We're picking flowers.
And what kind of flowers are you picking?
Just pretty ones.
Okay. And how do you feel about being there with your mom? Happy?
Makes me happy. Yes, makes me happy. And I love flowers.
You love flowers.
Yeah, I love running through a meadow full of flowers.
And what year does this feel like for you?
Like the late 1800s.
Uh-huh. And what is your name?
Off at war.
What was that?
My dad's in war.
Your dad's at war.
Yeah, so my mom tries to keep me happy and do things that I like to do. Pick fresh flowers.
Is
Run
your
through
mom, what was that?
and run through the meadow.
Mm-hmm. And your mom, is she a happy person with your dad being gone? Or does she cry a lot?
She hides it from me.
She hides it. You can tell.
Yeah.
Do
I
you
can't.
have any brothers or sisters?
No, it's just me and her.
Okay. What was that you were going to say? You can tell?
I just can tell that she puts up a front with me.
Mm-hmm.
But she knows I miss him too.
Look your mom in her eyes and tell me, do you recognize her in this life? The eyes are the window to the soul. Look into her eyes and do you see her in the life of Becca?
Her mom. My mom.
It's your mom now?
Mhm.
Okay. Beautiful. So take me along. Tell me, what do you guys do?
Well, we pick flowers and we grow a garden and we grow our food. And we do chores. We just do everyday mundane things. Just most of the men are at war right now. So us women just keep up with the house and all the chores that need to be done. Sometimes the wives get together and the kids hang out and play. I'm getting the Cold War.
Cold War?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And who was in charge of the country, or did your state have a president? Who was the leader? Do you know?
Uh-huh.
I was
getting
just curious. What was
Roosevelt.
that?
I'm getting
Roosevelt?
Roosevelt.
I know that a lot of times the history is not quite accurate, so I'm always curious to know what's going on during your times.
It'll tell me a lot because I'm a kid.
Mm-hmm. Do you go to school?
It's like a little community thing. I guess it's a school. It's kind of a makeshift school.
And what do you learn? What do they teach you?
How to read and write and count. And
Mm-hmm.
then after a certain age, that's it. We don't go to school very long.
And why is that?
That's for the super wealthy. We only go just to learn to read and write.
What was that? Say that again.
Just learn to read and write, and women don't learn much more than that.
Is it because they just don't allow them to, or the women aren't interested?
They don't allow us to.
Do any of the guys ever teach the women?
No.
Is there any kind of like secret get-togethers where people learn and study?
Sometimes they talk about it, the women do, about wanting to learn more. But the men don't want us to because they don't want us to be independent.
Uh-huh. So take me through your life. Tell me what happens. What's it like? Do you end up learning more than you should?
Yes. When I find books, I try to read them. I'll sneak and
Uh-huh.
read.
You sneak and read. Are women not allowed to read?
We are, but only certain things.
Do
And
they control what you're allowed to read?
yes, everything's controlled by the church and the pastors and the preachers.
Oh, they control everything?
Mm-hmm. I think
Interesting.
everything is evil. Everything is the devil. They want to make you fear knowledge so you won't gain it.
Wow. And does your mom teach you anything, or your dad?
My dad doesn't come back.
He doesn't come back from war?
Mm-mm.
Does your mom find out if he died?
He died.
And what happens to your family after that?
There's other women who lost their husbands, and we all kind of get together and take care of each other.
Does your mom ever remarry?
Yes.
Is that a good thing for you and your mother?
I think so. He's nice.
And okay, so let's go ahead and close that scene, and let's move it along to a time where you and your mother and your stepfather are all together. And take me to a time where you, your mother and your stepfather are all together and be there now and tell me where you are and what's happening.
I'm an older teen and we're at the house eating dinner at the table, and I tell them I want to go to school, go to college, but they can't afford it. But I really want to go, but we can't
So
afford
what
it.
do you do? What was that?
We just can't afford it. So I try to get books when I can and just try to learn that way. There's not very many options.
So then what do women do for work if the men have to do everything?
Well, we cook, we clean, we live off the land. We have chickens. If we need, we share food around here. It's a community. We take care of each other. We all have animals that we take care of, and a lot of our men died, so we all pitch in and take care of each other.
And is your stepfather a nice man?
He is. He feels bad that we can't afford it for me to go to college.
Do you eventually go to college later? Is this something you eventually get to do later in life, perhaps? Or does it never happen for you?
It never happens officially, but I learn things in private.
Uh-huh.
I read books in private, or I
Mm.
learn what I can.
What do you end up doing for a career?
A teacher.
So you end up getting your hands on books after all?
Just the ones they give us to teach with.
Oh, do they give you specific books to teach?
Yes. And I just teach them to count and the alphabet and how to read. Nothing major. It's just that's my duty in the community, is to help teach the children.
So if the women are to stay home and live off the land and not work, then I'm not understanding why the whole the witch burnings were taking place, because if it just doesn't make any sense to me. Did you guys have to experience anything anything along those lines in that time?
Most of the witch burnings were when someone got angry at somebody and wanted them dead, or somebody was jealous of a girl that the guys liked, or if a girl felt she was getting, her husband gave a girl too much attention, they would say she was a witch. Or if a guy flirted with a girl and she didn't take his advances,
It
he'd accuse her. It was chaos.
was
And
known amongst the people.
yes, there were some witches, but they weren't really witches. They even killed people who just knew how to heal with plants.
They were just healers.
Yes. But
yes, exactly.
But this witch hunt turned into basically a way for people to get their enemies killed or someone they didn't like. And people just got so desensitized to it and just became a free for all. People lost touch with humanity.
Yes.
And it became fear based, where as long as they weren't getting killed, somebody else was. So it was like, let's say this person or this person, as long as it's not them.
Did this
Sometimes
happen in Kansas where you were too?
happened a lot of places, everywhere. You have the indigenous people. They think they're
They
witches.
went after the indigenous people?
No, but they think they're witches.
Oh, they were calling the indigenous people witches?
Mm-hmm. They did kill some. All in the name of God. So they say.
Yes. Was the cabal going pretty strong around that time?
Not in my area.
No.
Not in my area, but yes. My area is a little small community. So bigger things that were going on in the country didn't affect us. We didn't have electricity. We didn't have things like that. So we didn't really know what all was going on in the world.
Mm-hmm. Did you say what skin color you were?
I'm white.
What was that?
I'm white. Pale skin. Dirty blonde.
Okay. And is your mom, she stays happy?
She always does kind of miss my dad, but I'm her priority. And she loves her husband.
Yes. Beautiful. Thank you. Let's go ahead and close this scene. Let's go ahead and close this scene and move along to one more time in this life where we can get answers for your highest good. Be there now and tell me what you see, sense, or feel happening around you.
I feel like I'm a man running in mud with sandals. I feel like I'm being
Can you
chased.
see your feet?
Yeah. They're covered in mud.
You said you're a man running through mud with sandals.
Yes. I feel like I'm being chased.
Who do you feel like you're being chased by?
Colonizers.
Where do you feel like you are? Can you tell what country you're in?
Being told Great Plains.
What was that?
The Great Plains.
The Great Plains. Tell me, what are you wearing?
Animal skin.
Do you feel native?
Mm-hmm.
And which tribe do you feel like you belong to?
not an English name.
How would you say it?
It's like Tawil Talak.
Say that again.
Tawil Talak.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
We are family.
We are family.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. And how old do you feel?
I feel like I'm a grown man.
What was that?
I feel like I'm a grown man.
In your 30s or 20s? What would you say?
30s.
30s. And do you feel like you're running for your life?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like they
Let's, what
killed
was
a lot
that?
of family. And I want to stop and turn and fight them.
Say that again.
They killed some of my family and I want to stop and turn and fight them. But I'm
They
outnumbered.
killed some of your family.
Yes.
Let's rewind. Let's go back just a little bit. Let's rewind. We're going to rewind the time, go back just a little bit, just before your family got killed and you guys are home and in peace. Tell me what happens. How did this happen? Be there now. Oh, 1 second. I'll wait for you. Go ahead.
We were just together and they invaded. They invaded the land.
And what do they look like?
Pale skin. And they speak a language we don't know.
Uh-huh.
I just know they want us dead.
Oh. So do they come in and harm you guys as with the group?
I've been separated.
Oh. Oh.
I was
I'll wait.
running.
I'll wait till you. I'll wait till you sit down. Are you moving around?
Just make a little bit uncomfortable.
Okay. Let me know when you're sitting down and
I'm laying down comfortable.
okay. So they came in and who did they attack? Did you have a family? You said was it your wife and kids?
Yes. They murdered them.
How many kids did you have?
3. They were my babies.
Did you have boys or girls?
Boys.
3 boys?
Yes.
And what are their names?
I called them my warriors, my little warriors.
Your little warriors? And were they really young or were they older?
They were young. I have to go back and get them. Get the people that did this.
And how did this happen?
They wanted our land. We
Uh-huh.
didn't want to give it to them. So they came to take it.
And did they slaughter like the village or the
Yes.
tribe? And
I
how
was out,
was it that, what was that?
I was out hunting and I came back and they were ravaging the village. They saw me and I ran.
Did they see you after they had went to your village or before?
I was going to the village when I saw them and they saw me and that's when I ran.
So did they follow you to your village?
No, they followed. I ran away from the village. And they're chasing me.
But they had already been there.
Yes.
Oh.
While we were away hunting.
And was there anybody that was left alive?
No, they made sure everyone was dead.
That's horrible. So what happens to you? You said you're running. Do they find you? Do you get away?
I get away this time, but I eventually try to kill them. But I'm outnumbered.
And what happens?
They kill me. They shoot me.
They shoot you.
Hmm.
And what happens when you die? Where do you go?
My family's there to meet me.
You get to be with them again?
Yes.
How does that feel?
I feel bad that I wasn't there to protect them. But I'm
But
glad that
you're,
we're together now.
uh-huh. Are you relieved that you're together again?
Yes. Yes. Miss
So
them.
are you all able to heal in that place where you are together?
We will heal eventually.
So do me a favor and look into your boys' eyes. And do you recognize any of their souls in this life of Becca's?
My nephew Nathan and my two
One of
boys.
the, what was that?
And my two boys.
So your nephew and your two boys?
Yes.
Beautiful. And the relationship with you and your two boys, is that relationship a good relationship now?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to close the scene and we're going to leave them there where they're able to heal together as a family. Is this a good time for me to call in the higher self?
Yes.
Beautiful. So at this time, I would like to call in the higher self. So we're going to go ahead and leave that life now. And you're moving away from that life. And so now we're going to send them on their way with love and peace. And we now leave that scene with gratitude. So can I please have all the consciousness of Becca return back into the body, fully integrating? Can I please speak to the higher self of Becca?
Yes.
Am I speaking to Becca's higher self?
Yes.
Thank you, higher self. I love, honor, and respect you. Can you tell me what is your name that you go by?
I don't go by name.
Okay, are you male or female?
Mel.
You're male? Beautiful. Thank you. I would love to ask some questions. Are you able to answer questions for Becca?
Yes.
Beautiful. So I would like to ask her some, I would like to ask some questions for her. You took her to the first life, at the first scene that you took her to, she said she was in Big Sur, on the beach, on the waterfalls. Um, is there any connection to this area? Is there a reason why you took her there?
It's her favorite place.
It's her favorite place.
Hmm.
Does she go there often?
She did when she lived in California.
Beautiful. Does she have a strong connection to this place?
Yes.
Can you tell her what that connection is?
She lived in the area before.
Before, in a past life?
Yes.
Beautiful. Was that one of the lives you showed her today?
No.
This was a different life?
Yes, but she misses it. She misses Big Sur, so I let her see it.
Beautiful. Oh, we thank you for that. In the next scene you took her, she said there was concrete and she felt like she was outdoors, and she was a female with red heels. Can you, in Russia, can you tell her why you took her there? In
She
1957?
judges herself a lot as a mom, and really, she feels guilty when she doesn't have patience with the boys. She feels really guilty. And sometimes she feels like she just can't be a good mother, and I was showing her that she can. She has been.
So what does she need to do that she's not doing before? Is she missing something?
Can you ask that again, please?
The reason I know that she's having trouble with one of her boys, what is the reason for the misconnection? Is there a reason for that? Is she, I know that she wants to know what can she do better to be a better mother. Is there something you can tell her?
She just needs to quit being so secretive and open, and be open with her kids and not try to hide everything, and just talk to them and tell them how she feels and not be super mom all the time, and let them know that she hurts sometimes, she's scared sometimes. That's okay. She doesn't have to be super mom all the time.
So that way they are able to be there for her as well.
And so they can understand each other. She was used to her mom and dad just kept everything from them and made everything seem like everything was perfect when in reality it wasn't. And
Yes.
she has to let her kids know that and be open with them and let them see that she feels and hurts and that's okay. That's normal.
I know she said that she was a patient mother. What about her role as a wife? Was she a happy wife? I know she felt distant from her husband. Can you tell her anything about that?
Yeah, she's a very free person and to her marriage and men controlling her is just not for her. But she had to do it to have kids.
Yes. Is that why every time she has a relationship with somebody, things go wrong for her?
Yes.
I know she was wondering why she always contracted STDs. Can you tell her anything about that? Is it related to keep her from being in a
Mhm.
relationship?
Yes, and the choice of men she was choosing. She would go for looks, men who sleep around with a lot of women. And that's not what she should be looking for.
No dirty dogs.
No. Hmm. And she needs to stop looking at just looks because it's getting her nowhere.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
But she did
Um,
have to be in relationships because she needed to grow internally.
mhm.
Mm. She had a lot of healing to do. And a man would have stopped that from happening for her to discover who she is and what her path is. And a man would have hindered that or stopped that. She would have taken a different path.
Do men do this? Is this their wicked game? Do they do this to all females? I feel like I feel like marriage is set up for like a trap or something. I know we're supposed to have children, but why is it that we get stuck in these roles?
Because that's what society created. That's what the colonizers created. They created a system of submitting, making women submissive because they know how powerful we are. And they wanted to take that power from us by making us think that we were nothing.
Mhm.
And it worked. And so everybody's still
That's
under that
very.
illusion. People are
What was that?
people are still under that illusion, but it's breaking.
Yes. Yes. Um, I know that same-sex marriage is a big deal, and they try to say that it's not of God, but I know that God doesn't see it like that. Um, that we're free to love who we want to love. Is that correct? Right?
Correct. And the first humans were hermaphrodites.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
But then we decided to create sexes. And it's okay to have same sex marriage, but today they're pushing an agenda, an inversion of nature, and they're pushing it. It's not
Is that
natural.
what the whole transgender movement is about?
Yes, they're trying to make everything unnatural. That's why we have the metaverse now. We have the mRNA and the nanotechs.
Yes.
Everything's inverted.
So basically the transgender taking the male and female and switching the body parts, is that all part of the DNA alteration and hybridization of basically in your face, how they're able to just switch like that? What is that really about?
It's a form of sacrifice.
It's a what?
A form of sacrifice. Instead of sacrificing their child, they raise them as a different sex. And it's equal to a sacrifice.
Oh, so like Angelina Jolie
Yes.
having her kid.
Yes, but people should not be having surgeries and changing their sexes. It's not healthy for the body.
Yes. I know that the female holds both male and female genitalia
Yes,
inside, correct?
some more than others.
Really
Mhm.
interesting. Yes, I knew that there was something to that. Is that why there are still some hermaphrodites now? Because from the beginning of time, like the original humans?
Yes.
Yes. I remember being a little girl and being at a public pool, and I remember this mother changed the little girl in front of everybody. And I just off the corner of my eye noticed the little girl was a little boy, but she looked like a little girl, but she had little boy parts. And I always, to me, I just thought, oh, okay. And I never thought anything of it. And I thought that was natural, but I knew that it was like something that was rare.
There is natural like that, yes.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And
And
this is
some,
just from the beginning, you're saying, from
yes, but
beginning of,
sometimes someone can be the sex that they feel in their past life, and when they come to this life, they haven't fully immersed themselves in the sex that they are. So they
mhm,
still feel their past life sex.
right. Yes.
So it
I,
is there the natural naturalness to it, but
uh-huh,
there's an agenda that's pushing it.
right.
But that's
With the,
also so that
uh-huh,
depopulation, because if you have same sexes, people won't populate.
yes, exactly. Um, and then I also know that they were like doing major harvesting of sperm banks. Um, I just feel like that has to do with the hybrid program. Are they taking people's eggs and stuff just so
Yes,
they can make these?
yes.
Yes, I figured. Yes. Thank you for that. That was very, very enlightening. Anything else you want to shed light on that topic before we move on to another question?
Yeah, that's plenty.
That's beautiful. That was enough. Thank you so much for that. That was a beautiful way of bringing forth the knowledge, because I mean, we can say things so many times, but unless we know, and this is a great way of finding out. So thank you for bringing this forward. I know, yes, thank you. Um,
You're
so,
welcome.
so along the lines, which is going to my next one, she saw herself as a life, as a hybrid, a reptilian human experiment. can you tell her why you took her to that life? And um, I know that we had her connect with the puffer fish. Was this something that she had already done, or was this something we were able to help her do?
You're able to help her.
Uh-huh. So did we change that timeline?
Somewhat. She still stayed trapped, but it was an environment she wanted.
Uh-huh. Was there anything else we could have done for her there?
No, she wasn't ready to take it any further.
Okay. Can you tell her a little bit more about that experiment and why that happened to her?
It's because sometimes she sees herself as reptilian. And whenever she would take psychedelics and look in the mirror, she'd see a reptilian. And that's because she's part of it. Many people are. That's what our blood's mixed with. We're all part reptilian because that's who our creators used their DNA from. It's just now this is what, after the flood killed many of their experiments, their
It did.
hybrids. Yes. And
What
that
type
left
of
only,
experiments were here? What was that?
that's why there's just humans left.
Can you tell me what type of experiments got wiped out?
The hybrids that you see depicted on ancient walls, and you have the dog man, cynocephaly. You have the lion head, human body. Um, the mermaids. There was a lot of, that's where dinosaurs come from. Those are experiments.
Mhm. Are these Anunnaki experiments?
Yes,
And were the Anunnaki the ones on Nibiru?
yes,
I know that she said she saw her eyes look like cats. I also heard that the Lyrians were mixed with the reptilians. Is this any connection?
yes. That's where she is.
Is she Lyrian as well?
Yes,
Am I saying it right? Lyrian?
yes. That's where she came from originally. It doesn't
Originally?
no more. It was blown up in the war of the gods, like the moon, the second moon of the earth.
Was that the Orion Wars? Was this the Orion Wars when the Lyrian blew up?
There are many wars.
Or the Galactic Wars?
The galactic.
Was this when the reptilians were invading the planets?
Yes. They were colonizing several planets and making species.
Now, were they doing this so they could survive, or were they doing this so they can control and manipulate?
Both.
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 They wanted to be superior.
Yes.
Okay. And was this when they were being controlled by the archons? Or was it before?
This was before.
Before the archons?
Mm-hmm.
So before the archons, the reptilians were already trying to control people?
Yes.
Is this why they were so easy to control by the archons?
Yes, but the thing is they have telepathic. People think it's magic, but they're just advanced beings, and they can speak to us telepathically, and they can put thoughts in our head. They can put us in hypnotic trances and force us to do things. So it was very easy for them.
What gave them the ability to hypnotize people? What was that about? Was it the eyes?
Yes.
Hmm.
If you
So,
watch
uh-huh.
Raising Dion, you'll see
Say
a
that
little.
again. I'm sorry, say that again.
If you watch Raising Dion, there's a little boy in that movie that's telepathic, and he has a deity attached to him, and he shows you how they do it. Almost like how the vampires can hypnotize people.
Tell me about the vampires, please. We've heard about them. Are they the energy vampires or the physical blood sucking vampires?
There's both. There's
Are
there's
they
vampires and there's real vampires.
the same but different or just completely
They're
different?
completely different.
And which ones live on Earth?
They both
Are
do.
they both do?
Hmm.
So are the vampires separate from the reptilians?
They're kind of another branch.
So we haven't really heard a whole lot about the vampires. What can you tell us that we haven't heard yet? I know you're giving some wonderful information. I would like to know a little bit more. What can you tell me um, about the blood-sucking vampires? I know they want us to fear
Oh,
bats and think it's connected to bats.
it's not. It's a lot of the royals are, but I think that's where the archons come in, and the vampires. I think they're the same.
Uh-huh. What did you say? Oils?
The archons and the vampires,
Uh-huh.
they are kind of the same.
The
But
blood-sucking vampires and
mm,
energetic ones as well?
no, the energetic ones, yes, they can be, but there's also human energetic vampires that have learned how to take people's energy through black magic.
Mm-hmm.
But the vampires, that's blood, they they stay behind the scenes. They they keep their lives hidden. They have their own blood supply.
They have their own what?
Blood supply.
Uh-huh. Is that what the when you go to a hospital and they take all that blood from you, is that what that's about? To feed them?
No,
No?
no, I have people who grow up in cages, and those are them. They have hundreds of thousands. They keep them underground or locked up. They never see the light of day.
And they just siphon their blood?
Yes. And if people are so scared and miserable, they look forward to the day that they're killed.
Is that what the explosion in was it Basra where that blew up last year or the year before? The underground tunnels, are they blowing up the tunnels where the kids are?
No, that's to make people think that there's people doing things so that we don't fight.
Uh, oof. Well, I know that we are praying to help the children and to stop this. Um,
It's not
can
going to
you?
happen until people wake up. And people don't want to wake up to that reality because it's so hard to look at. And that's why it continues on, because nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants
Yes.
to do anything about it. They just think somebody else is going to take care of it.
Mm. Can you talk a little bit about the black magic and how people use the black magic? How does that work?
Magic is not good or evil. Magic is like electricity. You can kill somebody with it. You can light up a house with it. You can warm somebody up with it. It's all about how it's used. And I only say black magic because it's used to harm someone else.
So when people put hexes on people, that's black magic,
Yeah.
correct?
But service to
Mhm.
self is not black magic. That's a misconception. The left hand path is not all evil. Some of it is, but not all of it. Some people take
Mhm.
things to the extreme, but there's good people on the dark side and there's bad people.
Mhm. Yes. Um,
There's
yes,
people
thank you for that.
that need
What was
healing.
that?
There's people on the dark side that need healing. They can't get it unless people are willing to go there.
Mhm. Yes. Yes, of course. We have to talk about it. I know a lot of people who are sexual abuse victims. They're shamed. If they try to talk about their stories, they get shamed. And, rape victims are shamed, and the justice system doesn't really help. So it's really hard for people to speak up because of the the backlash that comes with speaking up.
That's the problem with people is they're so scared to stand out in the crowd and they're so scared to be by themselves standing up to a crowd because they care so much what everybody thinks, and that's part of the agenda is to get everyone stuck on material things so that they don't care about what's physically happening.
Yes. Yes. Well,
And
I
until
know that I do speak up about my story, and
you do, and we thank you for that.
yes, thank you. Can you tell her anything about about Nibiru, that she doesn't know, that um, anything about whether or not this planet is coming back. I know that there's these mysteries that it's going to return, Nibiru is going to return. Anything you can say about that?
It's returning. We don't know what's going to happen because they could see what we've come to and take us all out again with the big disaster, or they could help us ascend. We don't know
Mm. How
because
long? Uh-huh.
the adults were good people, but their children turned out to be really evil.
Hmm. Do you know when Nibiru is supposed to be here?
It's supposed to be this year.
It's supposed to come back this year.
Mm-hmm. That's what it means when it says God's going to return, because they were our creators.
Is this why they keep talking about disclosure? Are they preparing people for this?
Yes,
So is everyone finally going to get to see aliens?
yes, it's happening already.
Are they going to be frightened by what they see, or
Mm. Oh, yes,
will they look scary to the human eye?
yes, because it's different. Humans fear what they don't understand or what they're not used to.
But there's no fear, correct?
There's some.
If we send them love, what will that do?
Love always helps.
Will it help transmute any of their negativity if we set the intention?
If there's enough, yes. There's enough power behind it.
How many people do we need? We have numbers on this planet. They claim there's 5 billion or 7 billion. How many people do we need to make this happen?
144,000.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. I humbly thank you. Um, so grateful for your knowledge. Is this a good time to begin a body scan?
Sure.
Beautiful. I'd like to go ahead and begin a body scan. Would you like any assistance?
Yes, please.
Who would you like to call in? Archangel Michael?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, brother, I'd like to call you in for assistance. Higher self, can you let me know when you see or sense Archangel Michael?
He's here.
Beautiful. Archangel Michael, I'd like for your assistance to perform a body scan on Becca. Can you do me a favor and scan from head to toe and tell me if what you see, sense in her body, any black spots or shadows?
In her stomach.
In her stomach?
Yeah.
What was that?
In her abdominal area. There's a lot going on there.
Uh-huh.
It's where she holds her stress.
Okay. And do you sense any entities there? Entity attachments?
Parasitic attachment.
Parasitic? Are you sensing any reptilians?
No.
No? Okay. Okay, so these parasites, is this something that we can just take care of with the Phoenix fire?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to be able to do that now. Can I do that now, please?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go ahead and send Phoenix fire to that spot now where the parasites are. I'd like to get rid of those and dissolve those parasites now. Can you tell me if it's working?
Working.
Say that again.
It's working.
Beautiful. Let's go ahead and dissolve those parasites now. I'd like to know when they're all gone. How does it look?
It's clearing
Okay, I'd like to continue to work on that as I continue on. Is that okay?
out.
Okay, so the stomach area. Um, can you tell me what's going on with that stomach? What do you see there?
That's where
Is
her
it,
intuition speaks to her, and she doesn't know how to handle it.
say that again? Who speaks to her?
That's when we speak to her and we give her her intuition, and she doesn't know how to handle it sometimes. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it's too much for her. She throws up. She projectile vomits because the energy rush is too much.
And is this causing problems in her stomach?
It is.
It's causing her to hold stress.
Yes.
So is there a way we can ease this and really and ease it and slow it down a little bit so that way it's not too powerful for her so she can handle it?
Yes.
I'd like to go ahead and send some light to that area now. Can we send some light to that area to heal it so
Yes.
that she can begin? Beautiful. Let's send some light to that area so that way she can receive her intuition and her guidance and not get sick from it. Now that she knows you'll be talking to her, she can be more aware.
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you. And how about those parasites? Are they gone?
They're leaving. There's a lot.
How many are there?
There's thousands, but some of them are artificial because of the nanotechnology that's in everything, in the air, in the food, in the water.
Is there a way she can be energetically protecting herself so that she doesn't get these?
She's starting to learn how to.
Is this the shielding?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and keep sending light. Archangel Michael would like to keep sending light and keep getting your assistance to remove those parasites, please, safely without harming her. I'd like to go ahead and scan her body again. Please scan her body from head to toe and tell me if you see any shadows or dark, cloudy areas in her body.
Hitting her lower back butt area. That's where she holds her insecurities.
Mm-hmm. And what's causing, what's the damage there?
It's
What
not
is
a
it
lot of damage,
causing?
just wear
Well,
and tear.
uh-huh.
It
So
can be
is this
easily.
something we can heal with light?
Yes,
Beautiful. Can we go ahead and send light to that area now, please?
yes.
So that way that she is filled with comfort. I'd like to be able to remove these insecurities, giving her confidence. I know after she has this session, I'm pretty sure there'll be quite some improvement. How's that looking?
It's clearing up.
It's clearing up.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else we can do to it? Do we need to call an Archangel Raphael to send any healing?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to call in Archangel Raphael, brother Archangel Raphael. Brother Archangel Raphael, I would love to call you in for assistance, please. Higher self, let me know when Archangel Raphael is here.
He's here.
Beautiful. Archangel Raphael, can I please get your assistance to send healing to these areas, please? I'd like to send healing to her lower back, also to her stomach and to the parasite area. Can I get your assistance with that, please?
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you. I love, honor, and respect you. Thank you so much for aiding us. Would like to give her the highest healing possible. I'd like to go ahead and keep scanning her. Can you tell me if there's any other gray or cloudy areas in her body?
In her mind,
What's
in her
going on
brain.
in her mind?
More parasites.
More parasites in her mind as well? Are they affecting her third eye,
Affect her memory.
her memory?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's go ahead now and send light to that area as well, please. Do we need to send Phoenix fire to those parasites as well?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Let's go ahead, sending Phoenix fire to those areas now, to to the to the mind where those parasites are. We're going to dissolve those parasites right now. Working the Phoenix fire, dissolving these parasites. Archangel Raphael, sending your green love light to help as well with your assistance. And Archangel Michael is yours as well, please. Tell me higher self, how does that look?
It's cleaning up.
Beautiful. Does she have any other parasites anywhere else in her body?
No, but she needs healing in her heart.
Okay, let's go to her heart next. Tell me what's going on with her heart.
She's just been disappointed by so many people, and it's caused her to become a hermit, seclude herself from people.
Mhm. Do we need to just send light to her heart, or is there heartbreak there?
There's some heartbreak, but sending light will help.
Okay. There's no attachments there, no entity attachments?
There's an attachment up with her ex.
There's an attachment where?
With her ex, one of them, and she wants to break it. We're gonna break it.
Okay. Do we need to send Phoenix fire to these cords?
Yes.
Okay, let's do that now. Sending Phoenix fire to dissolve all these cords and healing that broken heart. How does that look?
It's healing.
Beautiful. Like to continue that healing. Like to continue that healing as we go. And I'll check back. Is there anything else we need to look into? How's her third eye?
Her third eye is opening more and more. She's doing a lot of work on it. It's working.
Beautiful. Do we need to send any light there as well to just help it along?
Sure.
We'll send some light to her third eye now. Like to get her body shining bright white as possible so that she is at her highest potential for her highest good. Anything else? Do you see anything else? Are we covering all the shadows? Is there any other entities, attachments we need to look for? Do you sense any?
No, I think that's plenty for now.
Okay. Beautiful. And how's everything looking? She's healing.
She's healing.
Can we continue this healing while she sleeps as well?
Yes.
Beautiful. I know that it takes time for the energy to work. I just would like to continue the assistance. So I know that she has some more questions. Are you able to answer any more of her questions?
Just a few.
Okay. Will we do another session at a later time?
Sure.
Okay. I know that she's having some trouble with one of her clients. And she's having issues with a entity. Can you give her some advice on what she should do about this? I know I've offered to help her with her session. Is this something that you suggest? Is there anything you can say about this?
I think it would be helpful for you to assist her, as this will be something that it's the first time she's not taken something on by herself. So I think just guiding her in, and she'll be fine after. But she
Okay.
needs to do a cleansing on him. She needs to take some herbs, put them on him. She needs to burn incense around him.
Uh-huh. Any herbs in particular that she should put on him?
Rosemary and sage.
Okay. Beautiful. Should she use essential oils or just the dry herbs?
You should use some lavender oil.
Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so let me just, I know you said just a couple questions, so let me just see if there's something here. I know that she had a question about her older sister, why they clash, her and her mom and her sister, they do not get along. Can you give her any info on that to help her?
She's not ready for that information yet.
Okay. Well, I know you're aware of her list that she has here. Is there anything you can see on this list that you can tell her that would be okay for her to know?
All her answers are coming to her if she just sits quiet and they're coming to her. She's impatient.
Well, I know we all feel a rush and we're trying to get as much info as possible. Um, is there anything you can tell her that she should do to help herself? Should she take any of Rising Phoenix Aurora's classes? Would they help her tune in?
Yes, that's the next step she should do.
Beautiful. She should be an aura practitioner.
Yes.
Beautiful.
She didn't feel right completely with QHHT, like it just didn't feel right, like a shoe that doesn't fit.
Hmm.
She needs to add that to it.
Is there, I'll just ask one last question. Is there anything you could give her? I know she wanted to have a little wisdom from Nikola Tesla. Is there anything you can say about that? Does he have any words of wisdom for her, or would this
Think,
happen at a later time?
think of everything in frequency and vibration. Learn to adjust your frequency to what you want. The knowledge is out there. Keep looking and you'll find it.
Beautiful. I'd like to be able to thank Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael for their assistance today, please.
Thank
Can
you.
you thank you, beautiful. Thank you so much, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Michael, for your assistance and your healing. Higher self, is there anything else you'd like to tell me before we go?
She's doing good. She's hard on herself. She's accomplishing a lot more than most people do spiritually and physically. She could do better, but she's getting there.
Beautiful. I know she's going to appreciate everything today. Thank you so much for bringing her on her journey. Is this a good time to end now?
It is.
Okay. And when should she have her next session?
I think when she gets into the Aurora training, she can have another.
Okay. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for bringing her to me and allowing me to help her and assist her today.
Thank you for helping her. We're very grateful for you. And we're glad that you found each other to help improve each other and improve your abilities and your path. You will help each other a lot.
Mm, beautiful. Thank you. I love, honor, and respect you.
I love, honor, and respect you.
Beautiful. At this time, higher self, I'd like to call back Becca now. So I thank you. And may the universe always accompany you. So at this time, Becca, I'm going to slowly bring you back. So with love and gratitude,